Un raccourci du cours de la semaine passée. Hein. Christian, d'abord, oui, les cours, la semaine passée, qu'est-ce qu'on a vu?
Ok, monsieur, la semaine passée, on a parlé concernant la langue, les différents types de langues.
Oui. Et qu'est-ce qu'on a dit à propos de la langue? We are just going over what we did very fast.
Okay,
You are not supposed to go online and go and copy anything there and come and read to us. Just tell us what you learned. Yes, allons-y.
On a appris que la langue est souvent utilisée pour communiquer à l'aide de nos voix. Et il nous aide à communiquer entre les êtres humains. Par exemple, hommes et femmes ont souvent utilisé la langue pour se communiquer. Et on a dit que la langue aussi, elle s'est divisée en deux parties, qui est souvent, on a la langue verbale et la langue non verbale.
OK.
Oui.
Et quand on parle de la langue verbale, il s'agit de quoi? Qu'est-ce qui fait partie de la langue verbale? Oui.
Je peux dire que dans la langue verbale,
Vas-y, Christian, vas-y.
On avait dit que pour la langue verbale, on utilise la bouche pour pouvoir communiquer. Et on avait cité les choses comme, par exemple, la chanson, le cri, les murmures, et j'en passe. Ces choses-là pour pouvoir définir la langue verbale. Merci, monsieur.
D'accord. Et puis, le non-verbal, qu'est-ce qu'on peut dire de non-verbal?
On avait dit qu'on utilise les gestes, les parties du corps pour pouvoir communiquer, les mouvements. On peut utiliser la face pour pouvoir communiquer. On utilise les gestes et les choses. Voilà ce qu'on avait dit.
Bon. Quelle est la différence entre la langue, le langage et puis la parole? La différence entre le langage, la langue et puis la parole.
S'il vous plaît, la question.
Oui. La différence entre la langue, le langage et la parole. La différence entre le langage, la langue et la parole. Qu'est-ce qu'on avait dit de la langue? La langue, c'est quoi? Bien sûr, vous avez expliqué. C'est quoi la parole et c'est quoi le langage?
On avait défini que le langage, c'est quelque chose qui est lié à... C'est l'habilité d'un être humain ou bien d'un être humain pour pouvoir s'exprimer. Mais la parole est l'outil à laquelle l'être humain communique. C'est ce que j'avais retenu.
D'accord. On continue. Qu'est-ce qu'on a dit à propos du signe? Qu'est-ce que chaussure? Ferdinand de Chaussure avait dit à propos du signe, le signifiant, le signifié, et puis l'objet réel, bien le référent. Il y a le signifiant, il y a le signifié, et puis le référent. Qu'est-ce que Saussure a postulé à propos du signe, oui, du signifiant et puis du signifié et référent. Je m'adresse à toute la classe, hein. Mais si vous ne voulez pas parler, il n'y a pas de problème. Moi, je vais. Si après le cours, vous n'allez pas faire des révisions pour ainsi voir, revoir un tout petit peu ce qu'on a fait pour pouvoir bien cerner le cours, ça ne me dérange pas. On peut toutefois continuer si vous voulez. Parce qu'il faut bien comprendre, il faut savoir ce que c'est que le signe, il faut savoir le signifiant, le signifié et puis le référent.
Monsieur, s'il vous plaît, selon Ferdinand de Saussure, il dit que le linguistique est une entité à double face, permettant de distinguer les objets du réel ou des phénomènes de la langue. Ça, c'est le signe.
Oui, donc, qu'est-ce qu'il a dit du signifiant, du signifié et du référent?
Monsieur, je peux dire que le signifiant, c'est une image de l'objet dont on parle. Et le signifié, c'est l'image mentale d'un objet.
L'image mentale d'un objet, et puis c'est quoi un référent?
Le référent, je peux dire que c'est l'image réelle.
Ok, d'accord. En tout cas, ça viendra l'examen quand même. C'est pas à moi d'étudier pour vous. Je suis là à vous encadrer et le reste, ça revient à vous d'aller étudier. Ce matin, nous avons comme objectif avant la fin du cours ou bien jusqu'à la fin du cours ou bien à la fin de cette unité, il y a l'unité 2, vous devez être en mesure d'expliquer les variétés du français dans le monde. Vous devez savoir les variétés du monde du français que nous parlons. Vous devez essayer d'expliquer aussi les concepts d'idiolecte. C'est quoi idiolecte? C'est quoi le dialecte et sociolecte? Idiolecte, dialecte et sociolecte. Et puis, vous devez aussi expliquer les concepts de compétence et performance. Quelle est la différence entre la compétence et la performance? Et puis, vous devez expliquer aussi les concepts de diachronie et de synchronie. Quand on parle de variété de langues, même si nous prenons nos langues maternelles, les langues du terroir, si nous prenons par exemple l'akan, qui est une langue parlée par une communauté, on a déjà vu que la langue est un signe qui est connu d'une société géographique, ou bien, oui, une société géographique qui décide d'employer des signes, d'allouer des sons sonores à des signes qui représentent ce qui existe dans la réalité. Si nous prenons par exemple Lacan, comme je le signale, oui, on a Ashanti-Tui, on a Ekwapim-Tui, et puis il y a le Fanti aussi. Ce sont des variétés de langue. Vous voyez, variétés de langue. Si nous prenons Ashanti-Tui, c'est parlé par une communauté. Même si ceux qui parlent Ekwapim-Tui s'expriment, bien sûr que ceux qui sont à Kumasi et ses consorts peuvent le comprendre, mais il y a une sorte de différence. C'est ce qu'on appelle la variété. C'est la même langue, mais il y a une variété de langues. Hein? Et puis le fanti, comparé à Kerpim-Tui et puis à Chanti-Tui, il y avait une sorte de variété. Donc, quand on parle de variété, il s'agit de diverses manières de concevoir une langue. En français, nous avons des variétés de langues. Si nous prenons par exemple le français que nous utilisons, nous étudions ici au Ghana, c'est le français langue étrangère. Le français langue étrangère. Le statut du français au Ghana est différent du statut du français au Togo. Le Togo a pour français langue officielle, pas langue nationale. Mais si nous prenons le français, par exemple, en France, le français joue à plusieurs statuts. En France, le français est une langue nationale. Et du coup, c'est une langue officielle aussi. Mais ce n'est pas une langue étrangère en France, non. Donc, les variétés de français qui existent au monde sont le FLM, français langue maternelle, il y a le français langue publique, il y a le français langue seconde, il y a le français langue étrangère, il y a le français langue officielle, il y a le français langue nationale. Quand nous prenons le français langue maternelle, on peut toutefois aussi dire français langue première. Le FLP, français langue première. Ou bien, pour bien expliquer le français langue, tout d'abord, quand on parle de langue maternelle, il s'agit de quoi? C'est quoi une langue maternelle?
La langue maternelle.
Ok, monsieur, je peux dire qu'une langue maternelle.
Pour l'enfant. Pour l'enfant.
La langue première des enfants est la langue nationale. Est-ce que c'est vrai?
La langue maternelle.
She's saying that she says that the first language that the child speaks is the child's mother tongue. Is it true?
Yes.
Monsieur, c'est vrai.
Okay. So you are saying that the language, the first language spoken by the child is the child's mother tongue. Is that it?
Yes.
How many percentage? Yes. What is the percentage of your yes? I want to know how sure, convinced you are to say that the first language that the child speaks is the first, you have wasted already the time. I wouldn't want us to go further, but I will explain this in English before I go back to to French. You can be wrong and you can be right. If you say yes, it is not completely true. It is not true. All of you who are saying that the first language that the child speaks is the mother tongue is not true. It may or may not. It is never true because I'm giving an example. My wife, if I marry somebody who is a Nigerian, for example, I'm just giving an example. Okay, I won't go to Nigeria. Let's take it that I'm from I speak Frafra from the north. Okay, I'm somebody from Gonda land, and then maybe I speak Frafra. Okay, are you following me?
Yes.
My mother tongue is Frafra. My father is Frafra. So my mother is also Frafra. So my mother speaks Frafra. My father speaks Frafra. I was born on Frafra land. I speak Frafra. Then Frafra is my mother tongue. Now, I'm giving an example. My wife is a Kurubu from Somalia. She doesn't speak Frafra. she speaks Krobo. Her father is Krobo. Her mother is from Ajipo, Krobo. So the mother speaks Krobo, the father speaks Krobo. She was born in Somanya, and then Krobo is spoken in Somanya, and she speaks Krobo. So Krobo is her mother tongue. She speaks, she rattles in Krobo, and I speak my Frafra. Okay. Because I'm a teacher, I was sent to Aflau. Posted to Aflau. My wife is a nurse. She is also posted to Aflau. I met her at Aflau. Maybe I'm just giving an example. I hope you are following me.
Yes, I understand now.
If I give birth, we give birth to a child, because I cannot speak Krobo, because maybe my wife cannot also speak Frafra, I use English to corner her somewhere, and then she understood the rhythm and she followed my principles, and then we agreed to be together. At home, I don't have anybody to speak Frafra to. Maybe I can speak it to her so that she can be picking it 111. She can speak her Krobo to me, fine. But maybe most of the language used at home will be English. Okay. We have given birth to a bouncy baby boy, and the child speaks Ebe, because Ebe is spoken at Aplau, every corner. That is the language the child speaks. Though I speak Frafra to him, he doesn't pick it. And then the mother also speaks her Krobo to him. But the language the child can rattle very well is Ebe. Those of you who were shouting at the top of the roof saying that the first language of the child is a mother tongue, tell me whether the Ebe is that child mother tongue. Looking at the scenario I give, the example I have given now, is the Ebe the child is speaking now his mother tongue?
No, monsieur.
No, I'm not sure you understood it. If you understood, I want to hear more voice, and then you convince me. Those who say the first language of the child is the mother tongue, try to convince me.
No, Mickey.
Stop laughing and convince me. Yes.
Monsieur, s'il vous plaît.
Yes.
L'enfant peut parler la langue de la localité.
For now, I want you to use English before we change to French.
Okay.
I know why I'm doing that.
The child, the language of that locality, but she may not have, or he may not have mastery of the language, because that's not the language spoken at home. And the one spoken at home may tend to, the mother and the father may tend to give more details about it, for the child to master it well better than what is spoken around or in the locality. Child may speak, but the child may have the mastery and don't know of the language well, as to compare to one.
Well, I don't know whether you are using, excuse me, I don't know whether you are using an earpiece, because in fact, I find it difficult to get you so clearly, but I don't know if the rest are hearing you, but I picked what you wanted to say anyway.
Can I come in?
Okay, if somebody also can come in. I listened to what he said. Yes, the ladies, especially our mothers on the platform, who were shouting, yes, first language is the language the first thing. Yes, go on, let's go on. Yes.
So the child may speak the mother tongue if the mother chooses to speak that language with the child at home.
Follow the example I have given. I'm saying the child speaks.
Okay.
Is the mother tongue of the child? That's what I'm asking. Simple.
No, it's not. It's not the mother tongue, and that's because that's the language that is spoken around the child. And so that's the one that the child
Mhm.
will pick first. Yes, please.
So okay, that is your view. That's fine. Yes, I want to hear another one before I come in. A lot of people were shouting, "Is the mother tongue?" No, come, don't hide. Come
Hello,
now.
hello, Monsieur. Good morning.
Yes, morning.
Okay, so please, one thing we can also say is a mother tongue is not necessarily the language the mother is speaking, but the first language the child acquires naturally. That
The
is the
first,
mother tongue.
you said the first language the child acquired naturally is the mother tongue.
Naturally, yes, please.
It's not true, please. Based on the explanation I've given you now, okay? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Very clear.
Yes, please. This, I decided to change it to English for you to understand it properly, because a lot of students are confused when we come to mother tongue. That's why I'm taking it in English. I want you to get it very clearer before I switch to French. Though the class is a French class, you will tell me I have given the explanation in French. That's why I really understand it very well. Listen, I say I am a Frafra. My father speaks Frafra. My mom, yes. My wife is a Krobo. My mother tongue is Frafra. Her mother tongue is Krobo. Both of us were privileged to be born in the locality where our parents come from. That is why we were able to speak our local dialect from the scratch. My father never been to school before, neither my mom. So it was the local language that was used at home from the day one. So I speak very fluently my mother tongue. Yes, that is my mother tongue, because that is patrilineal, whatever it is. So I speak Frafra. My wife is a Krobo. She speaks her Krobo. She was born in Somalia. She speaks her Krobo. That is her mother tongue. If my child speaks Frafra, it means she's speaking his mother tongue. If my child speaks Krobo, she's speaking her mother tongue. We were both at Aplawu, where Ewe is spoken in the area. So the very first language I cannot speak Ewe. My wife cannot speak Ewe neither. But the child rattled the Ewe very fluently. She can't speak our dialect. Even though we try to use it at home, he cannot speak the. So the Ewe that child is speaking at home, even with us when he's in school or whatever it is not that child's mother tongue. But the Ewe that the child is speaking is first language, not the mother tongue. C'est la langue, the French will say la langue première. The first language that the child can speak is what? First language. The first language can still be the mother tongue if the language the child speaks is the language spoken by the parents. In our case, the Ewe is the language the child speaks. The child couldn't speak the Fafra, neither the Krobo. So Ewe is the child's first language, but not the child's mother tongue. But Ewe, the status of Ewe to the child is what? First language. If the child is able to speak Fafra and the child is able to speak Krobo, the child is able to even speak Ewe, I can say that the child is speaking her mother tongue. Where do you come from? My child is a Frafra. So if he speaks my language, then he's speaking the mother tongue. Yeah, the mother is also a Krobo. Why not? Yeah, that is it. So what I'm trying to say here is that the very first language the child speaks, we call it langue première. Langue première can play double role. It can be the mother tongue, and then it can also play the role of what? A first language. I speak Frafra. My child speak Frafra, and then speak other languages. So once is the first language, is the first language is there, and then the mother tongue is there. A language can be, maybe I am an Ewe, my child speak Ewe, then the child is speaking what? The mother tongue, and then the mother tongue is the child's first language. In that case, but in our case, per the scenario I gave you, the first language of the child is Ewe, but Ewe is not the child's mother tongue. I want to know whether you have understood this one clearly, or if there is still doubt, I explain this one thoroughly before I move on, because we have other status of the French. When we talk about Français langue maternelle, Français langue maternelle, it means that French as a mother tongue. French as a mother tongue is only spoken in France. It is spoken in Canada. Even if I say Canada, part of Canada, because part of Canada, they speak only French. If it is the part that they speak only French, then French becomes the mother tongue to the child. There are other parts of Canada where it is purely only English they speak. So the child will speak English, and this English will become the child's what? Mother tongue. Do you understand? And there are parts in Canada where both languages are spoken. So when you go to France, for example, France, their mother tongue is what? The French. That's what they speak. It's like Chinese. That the mother tongue is still the official language that they use. So the child is born into that language. The child, even when the child starts schools, the child still use that language. So to the child, that is the mother tongue. And then the first language of a Chinese in China, it is the language they speak. That's the first language. And then their first language is still the mother tongue. Let me give you this example. When you go to Haiti is in the Caribbean. They have only 2 languages in Haiti. Haiti is not like Ghana, where we have 10,000 local languages. We have a language called Creole. Creole is spoken in Haiti. That is the mother tongue. And then the official language is French. So when you go to Haiti today, you go to the south, you go to the north, it is the same Creole they speak. But the official language they use is what? Is French. So to a child that is born there from parents from Haiti, from Haitian parents, when the child speaks Creole, it means the child is speaking, the mother tongue. And the mother tongue in that context is still the first language of the child. But when we come to our geographical milieu here, we have a lot of languages. So if your child can speak the language where you come from, your local language, if the language the child speaks first is where you come from, the local language that is spoken in your area, then that is the mother tongue of the child. That is what I'm saying, that your child can speak, for example, parents who are not white, but they don't even want to speak. They are ashamed of where they come from, Akan Aves and whatever it is. At home, they will be rattling English. They want the child to speak English. Alienation. They will not allow the child to speak their local language. So it means the first language of the child is what? It's English. I speak English to my wife, who is a Krobo, at home. So eventually we don't use our local dialect because I cannot speak her language. She can't speak my language. So we use English at home. If the first language our child speaks is English, English becomes my child's first language, but not the mother tongue. I speak English at home to my wife. My wife speaks English at home to me. We gave birth to a child, and that child speaks English very fluently at home. That child, the English the child is speaking is not the child's mother tongue, but it is the child's first language. I want to know whether you have understood it up to this place, and if there are challenges, bring them out before I continue. Thank you. Allô?
Oui, monsieur.
Yes, sir.
Oui. Est-ce que c'est clair? Vous avez des questions à poser? Do you still have doubts that a mother tongue can be first language and then it is not the first language the child speaks that is referred as mother tongue? Because the first language the child speaks may not be the mother's local language that she speaks. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, it's okay.
Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
Mrs. Claire.
Yes, please.
You are there. You have a boyfriend. You have a girlfriend who is in France, and then he invites you. You join him or her in France. You are from my hometown. Maybe my hometown is Anako in Volta region. Yes, and you speak Angla, you speak Ebe, but you are privileged to leave the shores of Ghana and settle in Paris in France, and that is where you have your child. And then maybe fortunately, okay, maybe I cannot say unfortunately, the one you marry that took you away from here to France speak French. You speak French. So both of you speak French. Because even your French is not too strong, you want to speak it so that he or she corrects you. And it is a French that you speak at home. Now you have given birth. What language do you speak at home? You speak French. When the child goes out, the child speaks French. Fine. You are the man, for example, your mother tongue is Ebe. Or both of you, let's say both of you are from Anako, or you are Ebe, or you are Kans, or you are Fantis, or whatever it is. Both of you are Krobo. And then both of you are in France, and you give birth to a boy or a girl in France. When you go there, it is the French that are spoken there that you also speak at home. So when you give birth to that child, the child first language that you speak to the child is French. The child go to school is French. The child have, friends around, it is French. The French that the child is speaking is not his or her mother tongue. It is his or her first language, but not the mother tongue. I think it is very clear now.
Yes, sir. It's clear. Yes, please.
Okay. Can we move on? Donc,
Yes,
quand nous prenons le français, quand on dit le français langue maternelle, c'est ce que j'avais expliqué, qu'il y a des milieux où le français, c'est la langue maternelle, c'est la langue du terroir. Le français est considéré comme, oui, la langue du terroir, comme la France, comme je le dis, comme des parties au Canada. Donc, quand un enfant est né dans ce milieu, la langue qui est parlée dans le milieu que l'enfant saisit et que l'enfant peut parler, premièrement, c'est le français. Là, on peut dire le français a le statut de la langue maternelle. Si le français est la première langue que l'enfant parle, là, le français devient la langue première. Français, langue première. Donc, quand on vous demande quelle est la différence entre le français langue maternelle et puis le français langue première, là, il faut essayer de donner la différence. Somebody who is born in Lomé, and then the parents at home, they speak French to the child, and then the first language the child speaks is French. French that the child is speaking in Lomé is the child's first language, but not the child's mother tongue. Là, le français a le statut de la langue première, pas la langue maternelle. Okay? So, I said a language can play both roles, either langue maternelle ou bien langue première. Donc, le français, en France, on a le français comme la langue maternelle ou bien la langue première. La langue première, on peut l'avoir même ici au Ghana parce que moi, je connais des familles ici au Ghana. Le père parle le français, la mère parle le français. Les enfants qui sont nés dans le français. Et puis, la première langue des enfants était le français. Donc, on peut dire le français, ou bien pour cet enfant, le français devient la langue première pour l'enfant. OK? Bon, quand nous prenons le FLS, donc, est-ce que vous avez bien compris ça, non? Hello? I want to know whether you are there, whether you are following.
Yes, sir, we are
Oui,
following.
monsieur. Yes, please.
Français langue seconde. French as a second language. Le français est appelé langue seconde. Toute langue acquise chronologiquement après la langue première est donc la deuxième langue de l'enfant. If your child speaks Akan at home, that is the child's first language. That is what I'm saying, that the Akan the child is speaking can be the mother tongue or cannot be, or can be the first language. Because as an Ewe, me myself an Ewe, and my wife maybe an Ewe, we settle in Kumasi. So we tend to speak Twi, and when we give birth to our child, the first language of the child is Twi. Twi is not my child's mother tongue, but that is the first language. And the child gets to school from kindergarten through to class 3. The child, the local language was used. Class 4, the child start learning the English or whatever it is. So when the child starts speaking English becomes the child's second language. Le français, langue seconde, c'est le statut du français qui est parlé surtout dans les pays francophones. When you get to francophone countries in Africa, for example, in Togo, Benin, Côte d'Ivoire, name them, Niger and the rest, they have the local dialects that they speak. When you go to Togo, they have local dialects, they have Ewe, they have Kabie, they have the Fon, Wachi, and the rest. That is the first language of the child. When the child is born in those localities and the child speaks those languages, that is the first language. But since Togo was colonized by France, as Ghana was colonized by Britain, when you get to school in Ghana, the official language is English. Togo is French. So English is what? The child's what? Second language in Ghana. And then French is the child's second language in Togo for Togolese children. Now, I hope, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you go to countries surrounding us, francophone countries. French has the status of français langue étrangère. Parce que déjà, il y a la langue nationale qui est là, et puis la langue officielle du pays, c'est le français. C'est là où on a français langue seconde. When you ask, somebody will ask, so can we say French, can French be langue seconde in France? I said the mother tongue over there is what? Is the French they speak. Official language is the French. The second language are spoken in countries that have a mother tongue, and then a different language is used officially. So the official language that is used in that geographical milieu, that is called langue seconde, second language. C'est ce qu'on appelle la langue seconde. Donc, j'avais donné des exemples de pays dans lesquels on peut avoir le français, le statut du français comme la langue seconde. Quand vous allez dans les pays maghrébiens et les Caraïbes, le Togo, Seychelles, la Côte d'Ivoire, le Bénin, le Niger et le Sénégal, vous voyez, dans ces pays, le français a le statut de la langue seconde. So now when they ask you la différence entre la langue maternelle et la langue officielle, je sais que vous pouvez bien l'éclaircir. Et quand on parle de la langue seconde aussi, vous serez en mesure de donner l'explication de ce qu'on appelle la langue seconde. Mais n'oubliez pas, don't forget, there are countries that have two languages as second language. There are countries. They have the local languages there, But le français joue le rôle de la langue seconde. Et puis, il y a une autre langue. When you go to Cameroon, for example, the official language they have in that country is French and English. The two of them they are on the same pedestal. Second language. English is second language for them, and French is you go to every government agency, everything they will write should be in both languages. And then the same thing happens in Canada as well. You go to Canada, everything is both in what? In Français and then Anglais, depending on where you find yourself. Because as I say, Canada in certain localities is both languages, but sometimes there's a zone that is completely French and another one purely English. The same thing happened in Belgium and in Switzerland. OK? Donc, le français a le statut du français langue étrangère dans ces pays-là, des pays que je viens de citer. Maintenant, quand on parle du français langue étrangère, le statut du français langue étrangère. Français langue étrangère. French as a foreign language. In Ghana, we use FLE, français langue étrangère. French as a foreign language, like how people do English as a what? Foreign language. Oh, yeah, that's it. Togo would use English as what? A foreign language. And then Ghana is using French as what? Foreign language. The official language in Togo is what? French. That is the official language. And that is the second language of the child. So if the child is learning another language in school, for example, up to a certain level, then you are adding French or you are using Spanish, you are learning German. German becomes foreign language to you. Donc, le statut du français langue étrangère, c'est le statut du français au Ghana. Yes. Au Ghana, on a le français comme français langue étrangère. C'est foreign language. Like Spanish, like German, that we learn in school. Okay? Yes, so that is le français langue étrangère. On l'appelle langue étrangère parce que ce n'est pas la langue officielle, c'est une autre langue qu'on a. Ce n'est pas une langue qu'on acquiert, c'est une langue qu'on fait quoi? On étudie. Forcément, oui, bien sûr, c'est ça. Donc, c'est ça, le français, langue étrangère, est enseigné au Ghana. Et comme les autres matières qui sont obligatoires. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Allô?
Oui, monsieur.
Oui, écoute-moi, ce n'est pas tout le monde qui apprend le français aussi au Ghana parce que chacun a ses objectifs. Si quelqu'un vise, professionnellement, quelqu'un voit que sa profession, lui, il est agent d'immigration, il sera peut-être affecté sur une frontière quelque part, soit à Elobo, à Plaou, et il aura une intervention entre les membres des pays francophones et il décide d'apprendre le français, tant mieux. If you decide to learn Spanish because of your business, because of your diplomatic status, because of politics, you want to study French or German or Spanish, those languages I've mentioned becomes the foreign language to you. Your second language is English. That is the official language of Ghana. So in Ghana, we have French as a foreign language because we don't, somebody will ask, is English not a foreign language? English is not a foreign language to us. English is an official language. They colonized Ghana. So the language that they imposed on us, the language that we use administratively is the second language. So when we ourselves try to learn another international language, that one becomes your a foreign language. So that is the explanation. Voilà l'explication de ce qu'on appelle le français langue étrangère. Est-ce qu'on peut faire des progrès? Il y a des questions à poser jusqu'à ce niveau? Il y a des questions à poser? Est-ce que vous êtes là? Allô, vous êtes là? Vous me suivez?
Oui,
Are
on
you
vous
following
suit,
me? I
monsieur.
want to. OK. Maintenant, nous avons le français langue véhiculaire. Quand nous prenons le Ghana, par exemple, et on demande, c'est quelle langue? Quelle est la langue véhiculaire du Ghana? The vernacular. You know, people even ask every time they ask, the vernacular spoken in Ghana. People will tell you it's Akan. Even when you go to Tamale, you speak Akan, somebody will hear you. Go to Apla, go to Ho, you speak Akan, somebody at least will. Look, go to Lome, Togo, Asigame, and say you are going to buy things there. And then speak Akan. There are women in Lome, they don't even know the way to the border to Ghana, but they speak Akan over there because of what? Business. The Akan people go there and they speak Akan to them. They are les mimiques, les actions, et puis les gens arrivent à saisir cette langue. Donc, la langue véhiculaire, that is the language that is spoken, you know, by almost everyone in a certain geographical area. As I'm saying, when you come to Ghana, for example, when you go to the north, you cannot speak Ewe for everybody to hear. Maybe hardly will somebody maybe there will understand the Ewe. But when you speak at least a Twi, somebody somewhere would understand you. So le français langue véhiculaire, that is, for example, when you go to Nigeria, for example, English, the PG English is a vehicular, c'est une langue véhiculaire au Nigeria. Everybody will try to speak some broken English. So it has become something that's they can all speak from the north to the south. So that is langue véhiculaire. Par exemple, quand vous tombez aussi en Côte d'Ivoire, si vous allez en Côte d'Ivoire, par exemple, il y a le français africanisé, le charabia, par exemple, le français africanisé. On sait, une femme, une dame s'appelle femme ou bien dame, mais en Côte d'Ivoire, il dit la go. La go, you can't get it in any dictionary. Oh, cette go-là, elle est pata, quoi. Which means that, oh, cette femme, elle est très belle. Belle, ils disent pata. You can't get it in any dictionary. So they've coined their own, you know, they have their own linguistics, they have their own way of, you know, not the official language that we speak, but it is spoken almost all over. That is vehicular. So, as I said, dans certains pays d'Afrique francophone, subsaharienne, hein, en France, il y a le français langue véhiculaire parce que anywhere you go, they speak French. When you go to Senegal, when you go to Côte d'Ivoire, yes, almost everybody tries to speak at least some kind of French, you know. So, voilà le statut, ou ce qu'on appelle la langue véhiculaire, comme je l'ai déjà expliqué avec le TUI. Comme ça permet l'intercommunication entre différents groupes linguistiques du pays, là. Ouais, donc, elle est aussi la langue la plus utilisée dans le commerce intérieur. Vous allez à Bakola, vous allez à Kumasi, vous allez à Sunyani, vous pouvez vous exprimer en Tui. Ça, c'est la langue véhiculaire. Donc, le français aussi a ce statut, français langue véhiculaire, qu'on peut trouver dans certains pays d'Afrique d'ailleurs, et puis en France. OK? Il y a le français langue officielle. Une langue est dite officielle quand celle-ci est choisie par l'État. When a state decides to use a certain language as an official language, like in Ghana, we have English as official language. Togo, they have French because they were colonized by the French. Then the status of French over there is Français langue officielle. So Togo have Français langue seconde because that is the second language, the language they use in school. And that same language can also be Français langue officielle because it's official language. So in Ghana, we can say our second language is English, and then our official language too. English plays two roles here: as second language and then as official. That's what that's the second language we learn apart from our local dialects, and then that is the official language as well. Now, somebody who can speak about 4 or 5 local languages, you ask me, how do you, what will you say about that person? What will you say if somebody can speak more than 1 local language? Yes. Where do you classify him?
That is the multilingual.
Multilingual. Okay, somebody else. Yes. That is why I say people connect themselves and then they are doing something and they don't follow the class. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go on. Somebody who speaks more than 1 language is called a polyglot. A polyglot. A polyglot, it means the person can speak more than a language. Okay, so le statut du français, qui est langue officielle, quand nous prenons la France, par exemple, when we take France, we can have français langue officielle, français langue maternelle, it can be français langue nationale aussi. OK? Oui. Français langue nationale. When we say langue nationale, that is the local language or the language spoken, the language that is accepted academically. La langue nationale, c'est une langue parlée par les habitants d'un pays. Akan is langue nationale. Ebe, langue nationale. Frafra, langue, you name them, Krobo, Ga, they are all langue nationale. So, in France, Akan. In France, le français est considéré aussi comme la langue nationale. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Hello?
Oui, merci.
You have 5 minutes to do. You have, no, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Go through the activities there. Qu'est-ce qu'une variété de langue? Read the questions, and then in 4 minutes, you give me the answers. Yes, read it out.
So please, should we read the question out?
I say read it out. Yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
Oui.
Qu'est-ce qu'une variété de langue?
Variété.
Variété de langue.
Read all the questions.
Okay. Then question 2. Pourquoi le français est une langue seconde au Togo? au Togo, alors qu'elle est une langue étrangère au Ghana. 3. C'était 2 langues véhiculaires du Ghana et dictées dans quelle partie du Ghana sont-elles parlées? 4. Dans quel pays est-ce que le français est-elle une langue nationale? C'était un des 3. National. C'était en 3.
Erica, mute yourself. Erica, please mute yourself.
Hélène,
mute yourself. Hélène, Atakwa, mute yourself. Oui, vous avez 4 minutes à me donner des réponses rapidement. Et on continue. But if you finish, anybody who finished can just quickly, you can start. We don't have the luxury of time. Il n'y a pas du temps. Oui. Une fois que tu trouves la réponse aux questions, vous pouvez parler, OK?
ok. Une variété de langues et les différentes langues on parle. Ça, la langue maternelle, la langue nationale, la langue étrangère, langue seconde, étrangère, langue seconde,
Seconde.
et langue officielle.
OK. Oui, les autres? Qu'est-ce qu'une variété de langues? Qu'est-ce qu'une variété de langues?
Allô, monsieur.
Oui.
Une variété de langues, c'est une forme de langue que certaines personnes utilisent selon leur pays, région ou bien situation.
OK. Bien noté. Oui, les autres.
Ok, monsieur. Une variété de langues, c'est une sorte de langue dont les gens utilisent pour communiquer entre eux-mêmes.
OK. OK. Question numéro 2. Question 2.
Monsieur, la langue,
Oui.
une langue secondaire au Togo. Sorry. Français
There's no
est une
secondaire there.
langue.
There's no secondaire there.
Sorry, seconde. Français est une langue seconde au Togo parce que c'est une langue seconde au Togo parce qu'ils sont colonisés par la France. Mais c'est une langue étrangère au Ghana. Parce que elle n'est pas la langue native au Ghana.
You get it wrong because is English our native language? Is English our native language?
Non.
Yeah, donc tu dois dire le français a le statut du français langue étrangère au Ghana parce que l'anglais est la langue seconde. On a déjà les langues nationales, on a déjà la langue nationale, on a le français comme langue, l'anglais comme langue seconde. Donc le français maintenant est devenu la langue étrangère au Ghana. Alors que le français est une langue officielle au Togo parce que le Togo a la langue nationale et la langue officielle du pays est le français ou bien la langue seconde. If you want to get a full mark, if it is exam, I have to give you 10, maybe I'll give you 3. 3 because part of it was somehow okay, but the second one was completely wrong.
Okay.
You understand? When you say native is like English is not our native language. Okay?
Yes.
Ok. Maintenant, question numéro 3. Question numéro 3.
Ok. Monsieur, tree et gars. On parle tree au Ashanti region
Ok.
et on parle gars au Greater Accra region.
Très bien. Merci. Numéro 4. Numéro 4.
La Côte d'Ivoire, Togo.
Réponds à la question. Donne des réponses à la question. If it is exam, what you have just said, I will just draw I will draw a long line in it and give you something that is less than 0, and I move on.
Ok. Des pays, ça, le français est une langue nationale. Sont Togo, Côte d'Ivoire, France.
In my explanations, I didn't tell you that I didn't say that Togo and then Côte d'Ivoire, French is the national language. I never said that. I'm not dead yet for you to lie. Because when I'm dead, I won't come back and then defend myself. I have just said, I have explained. I never said anywhere that French has a national, French has a
national language.
I never say that Togo and Côte d'Ivoire have the status of Français langue nationale. Never.
Oh no,
I never
sir, you didn't say that.
I never say that. And then I gave the example of France. France, the local language they speak is Francais. So
yeah,
the local language I speak in my country, Ghana, Akan, Ewe, they are the national language. So I never say Togo's national language is Francais. I never say that anywhere. I even mentioned in Togo they have Ewe, they have Kabie, they have Akoso, they have Yoruba, they have Wachi. I say that one as an example. I never said French has the status of a national language in Togo, but I said in France, French is used. French has the status of a national language because that is the mother tongue they use. And the same language is an official language for them. And the same language is what? A national language. It has a lot of, status. But I never mentioned Côte d'Ivoire and Togo being, having French as a national language. I never said that anywhere.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. Idiolect, dialecte et sociolect. Idiolect, dialecte et sociolect. What are they? When we say idiolect, when we say dialect, when we say sociolect, what comes to mind? Now, even in English, we have the same thing when we talk about dialects. What is a dialect? In English, you have dialect. Français, on a dialecte. On a idiolecte. Quand on parle de l'idiolecte fait référence à la manière dont une personne essaie d'employer ou d'utiliser une telle langue. L'idiolecte, c'est la manière, la façon dont chaque individu s'exprime dans une langue donnée. C'est ce qu'on appelle idiolecte. C'est grâce à l'idiolecte que si, par exemple, le dimanche prochain, je demande à quelqu'un de faire ce cours, vous saurez que ce n'est pas moi qui fais le cours. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Allô? L'idiolecte est une forme de parole spécifique à un individu. L'idiolecte, c'est une forme de parole qui est spécifiquement reliée à un individu. If all of us, we decide to sit in my hall and we are listening to news, and there is somebody, or they are playing, even when we are behind the wall, or we are seated by a radio, and there is a voice or let's say the ex-president Kufuor is talking. When you hear the voice, you will know, no, that is not Abeku Santana who is talking. Now it is Kufuor who is talking. Do you get me? Hello?
Oui, monsieur.
When they play the voice, maybe the speech of either Rollins, Atames, you know, it is because of idiolect. That is why when you hear, even they are playing a reggae song, you can determine, you can know that, oh, this is Lucky Dube. No, this is Bob Marley. No, I think, yes, c'est grâce à l'idiolect. Donc, qu'est-ce qu'un idiolect? Allô?
Oui, monsieur.
Qu'est-ce qu'un idiolect? Qu'est-ce que l'idiolect?
Une façon de parler une langue.
If it is exam, you cannot get 10. I think if I pity you, you may get some 3.5 or 4. That one, it means I look at Christ on the cross and I say, oh yes, because you came and died because of this beautiful lady, let me give her 4. Because she has not impressed me. No. For all the energy I woke up since morning, I have not eaten, and then the little energy Christ has given me, I have used it to explain, and she has given me the explanation. Because I don't want to disappoint Christ, I'll give you 4. But I want you to get 10. I want somebody to tell me what is idiolect so that you get a full complement of the score. Don't go to exam with the mind that, oh, even if they throw some half, if I get some 50, it's a pass mark. No, I don't want to train students like that. What I have explained as idiolect, give me the explanation of what idiolect means. So that when you find it in a quiz, in an exam, I want you to answer it and get a full mark. Yes. Is it cassé or Cassie?
Oui, monsieur. Sorry.
Oui. Uh-huh.
C'est l'ensemble des façons de parler une langue propre à un individu donné à un moment
that
donné.
one is the Google and then AI definition. Yes, it doesn't come from Cassie. The Cassie, my Cassie that I know. No. Yes. My own Cassie. No. Mm-hmm. You see, idiolect, as I have explained, when you are giving the explanation and then you are not bringing l'individu, the individual, you get correctly wrong. It is the way we speak. We don't speak the same way. You can, if when your aunts, you have, even if you have 16 aunties, they are in one room and they are talking, you know who is talking. You know who is talking. You can mention that person's name. If you have 74 children in your room and one of them is talking, you know the one that is on floor, the one that is talking. True or false?
True.
If you have 5 friends, even your students, some of you who are teachers, your students or friends or whatever it is, you have not seen the person. Even if you close your eyes and they are talking, you know the one who is talking. If there are 2 or 3, you can mention, this is Kofi, this is Amma, this is. So how do you know? It is through idiolects that you get to know, because everybody has a specific way of expressing him or herself. That is what we call idiolect. I think the explanation is clear.
Yes,
Yes, please.
On a le dialecte aussi. Le dialecte est généralement défini comme une variété linguistique propre à un groupe de locuteurs déterminés. Ça, c'est le dialecte. C'est-à-dire une forme de langue parlée par les utilisateurs d'une région ou d'une localité donnée. Ce sont des variétés régionales d'une langue. When we talk about dialect, it is a regional variations in the same language that we speak. Regional variation. We take account, for example, as I have already said, that you take account, we have Epiapim Twi, we have Ashanti Twi, and then we have what? The Fantis are also there. That is what we call dialects. The same language is spoken with some kind of a little bit of change. But when they are speaking, you can hear very well about it. There's a change. When you get to Ewe, for example, you go to Aflao through to Agbozume, go to Keta, Anyako, Abo, Atiavi, you know, yes, you when we hear the Ewe they speak Anglo. When you move from there, from Aflao, when you move, you pass through Denu, pass through Toko, then from Galitsope, Huraba, Penny, Joje, you move that area. They also speak a certain language of what? The same area they are speaking, but there's a little change in intonation and some few things. When you get to Dakpa, you move from there up to Jalele and whatever it is, they also have a specific way of talking. And then as soon as you leave Jalele and you get to Jopi, from there going up to Petue and up to Ho, going up to Huawei, when they are speaking, you can hear that, no, these people are from this very locality. But they also speak in the Ewe. They are all speaking Ewe, but there are variations, regional variations. When you come to Sogakope through to Sokboe, up to Aveime, Bato area, Tong, they speak a certain language called, you know, so it is the Ewe, but with some kind of, you know, even the guy Dangbe. You see, there are variations, even the guy itself, variations, the same language they speak, but with certain, you know, that is what is called dialects. Is that okay?
Oui, merci.
So, quand on parle de dialecte, on parle de variétés régionales, the same language, but spoken by, you know, a section of the geographical area. They have some kind of little change or variation in the same language that they speak. That is what we call dialecte. Maintenant, on va dans ce qu'on appelle le sociolette. C'est une variété aussi propre à des classes sociales, ok, à des professionnels. Et puis le sociolette aussi est nommé dialecte social, le sociolette. Sociolette, for example, when we look at the lawyers, they have a way of speaking. Yes, my lord. Objection, my lord. And then they have some jargons. When we get to the hospital to have the way they speak, they have the way they call their things. So it is a language, a certain language spoken by a class of professionals in a society. Occupational. Do you understand? And then it is also affected by age. Today, you look at the youth, you look at the way they speak the English. Today. Are you in my class? Nah. I don't know whether, what is nah? I know nah is a name in Ghana. Amelie.
Yes.
I know it's and then nah is a title of a chief in the north. That's what I know. But you are asking a human being born after 9 months to just give you an answer quick of no, they will tell you nah. What are you going to? What is nah? So you see, age also play a role. An elderly person cannot give you an answer by telling you nah. because the person know Na is a name of a certain girlfriend in Accra called Na Amelie or Ajit or whatever it is. It's a name. You see, so that is sociolect. The youth, for example, have their own jargon. When you are among them and they are speaking completely, you are lost. They can even sell you there and share the money, but you don't understand anything. You see, that is what we call sociolect. And you see, when a child is born, you will see children of the same age, they have the same way of talking. That is sociolect. They cannot pronounce the words correctly as you, an elderly person, or a 5-year-old child cannot speak like a 15 or a 10-year-old child. The way the child will pronounce his or her words are different from. So that is what we call sociolect. That is an example. I've given you various examples. I hope I've made myself clear there.
Yes, sir.
Is there any a question?
No, sir.
So you see a teacher teaching, fine. Somebody who is in the, who is a footballer, kick, you hear ball, you hear, yes, they have their own language that they use. It's like le fausse, okay? It's like le français pour l'objectif spécifique. So you should be able to know the difference between dialect, idiolect, and sociolect. When they ask you, when it comes in the exam, you should be able to explain it very well so that you get a full score. Is that okay? What's the difference between, quelle est la différence entre la compétence et la performance? People, when it comes to exam, people find it difficult to just draw the dichotomy between performance and what? Competence. What is competence and what is the difference between competence and then performance? How do you measure the competence of somebody who is competent? For example, as I said the other day, par exemple, je disais que, écoute, je ne peux pas vous regarder en face et puis je peux tout de suite dire, when I look at Benedicta, I look at my own Cassie, and then I see Atakba and then Raf, I can say, oh, they can rattle the Spanish very well. They can speak good French. You can't just look into their face and say, oh, these people can speak this language. You can't measure the performance and then the competence by just looking into the face of the person. So what is the difference between la compétence et puis la performance? Yes.
May say the competence has to do with what the person knows about the language, and then the performance is how they are actually able to use the language.
And okay, fine. How do you measure? How do you know the competence and then the performance? How do you do that? How do you do that? We are all sharing knowledge. We the facilitators or the lecturers, it is not only in our head that we have knowledge. You are also knowledgeable and even more knowledgeable than us. That's why we are sharing. That's why I'm asking you, okay? You don't expect everything from me, but you also know, you know more than I do. So let's all share, okay?
I think that since competence is something that you know, it's really not measurable as compared to the performance, because the performance can be measured using certain exercises.
Okay.
For the person to be able to do, then you know that, okay, this is what the person actually knows. But because the competence has to do with what is mental, you can't really measure it. Well, that is what I think.
You are entitled to your opinion, but I am happy. At least you have said something and you touch it. You not get any for the zero there. You will not get it because I also want to go. I also want to go to heaven. For the zero, I won't give you. Okay.
Today I'm not
Yes.
getting there.
No. You will not get zero. Yes, I want to hear another voice again before I come in so that you will settle the dust. You will settle the dust. Okay.
Okay, Meji, I also
Yes.
think that competence is something, it's what someone can do like easily. The person can do it, and people even know the person for that. That's like a competence. Competence is what people know that you can do. And then
Okay.
performance is what you show. Like what do you show for it? That's what I think it is.
Oh, okay. C'est bien. But we have the men. Where are the men? We have the men. Allô?
Hello, monsieur.
Bon. Oui, écoute-moi très bien. La compétence, quand on parle de la compétence simplement veut dire la connaissance que possède l'individu dans sa langue. La compétence veut dire ce que l'individu a à acquérir. L'individu a appris ce que l'individu a appris de sa langue pour pouvoir communiquer avec les autres. C'est ce qu'on appelle la compétence. La compétence, c'est l'acquisition des compétences langagères d'une langue. That is the competence. Ici, quand je vous demande, quand il y a un sujet, when I ask you of a topic now for you to discuss, I can measure your competence by the way you are rattling the French. The way you speak, I will judge from how you are speaking. Then I will know this person is very competent in this language or this aspect or not. Is that okay? Ici, nous parlons de la langue. Donc, la compétence ici s'agit de la connaissance lexicale, le vocabulaire, la grammaire, les accords, l'orthographe, les pragmatiques et les règles socio-culturelles que possède un individu. How somebody, sometimes you meet a young guy who is speaking, and then the person will speak with adage, some way saying, even in your local language. We are in languages. So today, when they ask you, for example, come and then translate. Oh no, come and stand in front. A white man has come, he's speaking English. You have to tell your people what the white man is saying. Are you sure you can appropriately deliver? My Cassie.
Monsieur.
Can you, when a white man has come now, and then, in your village, and then they say, oh, yes, she's one of us. Come and interpret what the person is saying in your local language. Can you just do that one without borrowing anywhere from English or any other language, and you can express the idea of the person vividly?
Very well.
Are you sure that you are lying to us?
I'm not sure that I'm lying to you. I'm not lying to you.
Yes. You see, when you are well vested in a language, you can use the structure very well, the grammatical, yes, that is where we look at your your competence in the language. It shows that you are very competent in that language. The way I speak my French, the way somebody speaks his or her French, you will know whether the person knows his or her very well. Is the person using the right words, the grammatical constructions of the sentences? You understand? So then you know the person is very competent in the language. Then you measure it through what? The performance. Test me by asking me a question. That's you. Then when I'm able to produce what you are looking for through my performance, you can measure my competence. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Donc, j'avais expliqué que la compétence, c'est tout simplement les connaissances que chaque personne possède de sa langue. Chaque locuteur, la connaissance de chaque locuteur d'une langue donnée. You are studying French. So, the knowledge you have about the French is what we call like your competence. If they ask you to speak, they know you can speak because you have the competence. If they ask you to write, you can write because you have the competence. Does it make a sense, or you are still lost?
It makes sense, sir.
Performance.
It does.
Performance. It is when you have communicated. It is through communication that I will see your what? It is through your performance that I will know whether you are competent in a certain language or not. And what will I do? I will just give you a certain test or communication. When I involve you in communication, then I will know that yes, you are very competent in this or that language. You can only measure it through you can measure the competence through the performance of an individual. Okay? That is why sometimes after we have taught you, we give you tests, we give you quiz to see whether you were competent in what we have given you. And through your performance, you know, yes, Casey is competent. Abalo is competent. Davo, oh, excellent. Yes, it is through your performance. So can you now explain? Do you now understand the performance and then the competence? Because you can be competent in one language, you can be more competent in one language than the other one. When you speak, for example, you were asked to translate, okay, fine, from English to French. Yes. Cassie was telling me, I think it was Cassie or whoever was telling me, yes, if her local language, very excellent, she can, okay, no problem. Now, there is somebody there who doesn't understand that local language. They are speaking the local language to somebody who only speaks French. Can Cassie also interpret the local language into French for the person to understand? It is through her performance that we will see her competence. That yes, she was very competent. Because when you are breaking the pot in front of the person will know that this person is struggling to stand on her feet. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think that is clear.
Yes, please.
Is it possible to have competence in more than one language?
Yes, it is.
So what did I say is the name of somebody who is very fluent, who is very competent in more than one language?
For something.
Eh?
It starts with pro.
It starts with what?
Pro.
I didn't ask you to tell me what it starts with, because I've mentioned it. That is how you go to exam and then you fumble. Okay, so the activities there is just to check and see. Hello?
Hello?
Go and read what you have just done now. You go and take the book, go and read, and then when we meet on Sunday, the first thing you tell me is you explain to me what competence is, what performance is, and then you back it by what example, and then you go on to tell me the difference between la synchronie and then la diachronie before we start the next week lesson. Is that okay?
Okay, monsieur.
Yes, sir.
If you have any question about what we have done today, I know I speak French slowly. I don't go fast. Yes, and I try to use English. Instead of me using French, you have made the class to be an English class, which some of you who are French people, you don't understand the English I have used. Forgive me, but if there is something else you don't understand or you couldn't understand up to this level, you can ask me either in French or in English. I will just give you an answer. But if there is nothing, I will wish you the very best of the day. I know you have other classes, and I will beg of you to be reading. I beg. You have to be reading. If you want to have a stock of vocabulary in French, and you want to make a change in whatever you target doing in life, you need to be reading. And as you are reading, be taking note of the grammatical, be taking note of, you understand. Very important. Listen to French. Me, in my house is French. When I'm sleeping, I sleep with French. I wake up with French. I breathe in French, and I do everything in French. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If there's no other question, we can say goodbye. But if there's a question, you can ask. And apart from this time, when you have any other, after the class, something comes to your mind, you can write to me, and then we'll pick it up from there. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bon
sir.
dimanche dominical à vous tous.
Where are you coming from?
Nephew,
Okay,
thank you very much.
that's no problem. On se retrouve on se retrouve la semaine prochaine.
Okay.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay.
Au revoir. For sure.
Yes, sir, madam.
He's gone. Yeah, I have finished. When you are finished,
I'm not done.
I'm the call.
Yes, I'm done.